Only 1.2% of local businesses are ever recommended when someone asks for the best in town. I'm Corey, founder of Neuron HQ. Here's how those answers are actually put together, and the free check that tells you where you stand. If you ask ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's AI overview who the best business near you is, and it names 3 competitors and never says your name, that isn't a ranking problem. It's a citation problem, and there's a real discipline built around fixing it: generative engine optimization. Here's what GEO actually means, how it's different from SEO, what a 300,000 URL study found actually moves it, and how much it really changes your visibility, with the research behind every number. GEO is shaping a business's content, facts, and structure so AI systems like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI overviews cite it directly inside a generated answer, instead of only ranking it on a results page somebody may never click. The term comes from a 2024 research paper out of Princeton, and applying its methods measured up to a 40% lift in AI answer visibility. Let's start with where the term actually comes from, because it isn't a marketing rebrand. GEO cares about the same raw material SEO always has: clear facts, real authority, trustworthy sourcing. But it optimizes for a different moment. Not the millisecond your page appears in a list of 10 blue links, but the moment a generative model decides which 2 or 3 sentences on the entire internet are worth quoting back to somebody as the actual answer. The name comes directly from the research that defined it. Researchers, including a team from Princeton University, published GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, at KDD 2024, framing it as an optimization problem. Given that an engine builds its answer from several sources, which changes to a page make it more likely to be one of the sources actually quoted? That's the whole difference from classic SEO. So, how is generative engine optimization actually different from SEO? SEO optimizes a page to rank. On the theory, a higher position gets more clicks. GEO optimizes a page to get quoted, since an AI answer is now often the whole interaction, no click required. BrightEdge's 16-month tracking of AI overview citations found only 16.7% of citations came from a page that also held a top 10 organic ranking. That overlap is rising fast, though, from 32.3% to 54.5% over those same 16 months, meaning SEO and GEO are converging, but they're still not the same game. A page can rank well and never get quoted, or get quoted from well outside the top 10. So, how do generative engines actually decide what to cite? Under the hood, a generative engine handling a search-style question runs a retrieval step first, pulling a set of candidate pages, then a generation step, where it writes an answer and chooses which specific passages to quote. That second step is where GEO actually lives. A page has to survive retrieval and then win the generation step by being the clearest, most directly quotable answer among everything the model read. 3 things consistently make a passage more quotable. It answers the question in the first 2 or 3 sentences, self-contained if lifted with 0 context. It backs that answer with a specific sourced number, not a vague claim. And it reads as written by a real authority, named sources, real data, not something obviously templated or thin. The practical result? A page can be technically flawless SEO, fast, indexed, keyword relevant, and still lose the generation step to a competitor's page that simply states the answer more plainly near the top. So, which specific techniques actually move the needle? The best data here isn't theory, it's a measured correlation study. SEMrush analyzed more than 300,000 URLs against real AI citation outcomes, published in February 2026, scoring which on-page factors correlate most strongly with actually getting cited. The strongest factor? A clear summary or direct answer near the top of the page at 32.83% correlation with getting cited. Second, EEAT signals, named authors, sourced claims, real credentials on display at 30.64%. Rounding out the top four, question and answer formatting at 25.45%, and clear section structure with descriptive headings at 22.91%. None of the top four require writing new content. They require restructuring what already exists. Answer first, sourced, question formatted, clearly sectioned. One more factor worth naming, even without a clean percentage: freshness. A page with a visible, real, last updated date and current facts reads as more trustworthy to both a generative engine and a skimming human, and stale numbers are one of the fastest ways a page gets quietly passed over. So, how much does this actually change your visibility? The original GEO paper measured this directly, applying GEO methods, adding citations, quotations, and statistics to existing content, lifted a site's visibility inside generated answers by up to 40% across the categories researchers tested. That's not a projection, it's a measured before and after result. And it varies by industry. BrightEdge's breakdown showed healthcare content overlapping AI citations and top 10 rank the most at 75.3%, and e-commerce the least at 22.9%. How much GEO matters on top of SEO depends a lot on how far your industry has already converged. So, can you actually do this yourself? The individual techniques, a plain top-of-page answer, a sourced stat, question formatted headings, clear structure, are things any business can apply to its own site without hiring anyone. None of it is proprietary, and this video just listed the 4 factors a 300,000 URL study found matter most. Where it gets genuinely hard alone is measurement. There's no dashboard that tells you whether ChatGPT actually cited your business this month, the way Search Console tells you your rank. Knowing if the work is landing means manually asking each engine your buyers real questions, by hand, on a recurring schedule, while each engine's behavior keeps quietly shifting underneath you. That gap is what most businesses end up paying someone for. So, where does Neuron HQ actually fit into all of this? Neuron HQ is a generative engine optimization studio. We structure a business's site around everything in this video: answer first content, sourced facts, question formatted headings, real entity signals, and then measure for real whether ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini actually name that business in an answer, instead of reporting a vanity keyword rank as if it were the same thing. We hold ourselves to the bar we sell. This exact site carries an independently scanned domain authority around 2, with only 21 referring domains, about as unremarkable a link profile as a site can have, and it still gets cited by AI search engines on real buyer questions. That's the actual proof GEO is a different game than link building SEO, a self-measured example anyone can go check. 2 quick questions people ask most. Do you need new content or just a rewrite? Mostly a rewrite. The top 4 ranked factors are all about restructuring what already exists on your site, not producing more of it. Is GEO just SEO with a new name? No. They share the same raw material, but GEO scores differently on whether you're quoted, not where you rank, and the overlap between them is still under 2/3. So, the short version: GEO is being quoted inside an answer, not ranked on a page. And the 4 things proven to move it are all about restructuring what you already have, not writing more. Run the free check yourself. 4 engines, the exact questions your buyers ask, no card required. The full study, every source, and the complete guide. So, run the check yourself. 5 keyword questions, written down, asked and asked again in 30 days. If the answer does not change, you fixed the wrong thing. The full written version with every source linked is at neuron-hq.com/blog.